This is North Georgia's News Talk. WDUN. The following is a special edition of WDUN's Game On.
This girl is on fire.
It's the Game On Coaches Show, featuring interviews and insights into area high school football through the eyes of a local coach. Live from Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville, it's WDUN's Katie B. Davis. Game on, Katie B. Game on.
Well, folks out there listening on WDUN and sitting here with us at Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville, we're wrapping up the high school football regular season the way we started on the Game On Coaches Show with Gainesville coach Bruce Miller. Now, a lot has happened since August and now, and we're going to get to it all, I promise. But first, a reminder that 10% of food sales will go back to GHS tonight. That includes to-go orders. So come enjoy some wings and good conversation as we get you ready for what is going to be an incredible Friday game night tomorrow night. Kicks off at 6 with the Burger King Tailgate Show on WDUN. Before we get to our conversation, I want to give a couple thanks quickly to the Gift Nook at Riverside Pharmacy and Hobbs Sporting Goods in Thompson Court Shopping Center on Thompson Bridge Road for the Gainesville High School Spirit Wear, the Red Elephant Spirit Wear that we are giving away tonight. Just go see Rebecca and Chris at the Plinko table, and you can win yourself some nice Red Elephant gear. I also want to say a thank you to Dunya and Pepe and Dara. Their daughter Carolina is my intern at WDUN at Jacobs Media. They are here from Ecuador tonight in-house with us. Thanks for being here. So happy to have you here. Your daughter's a godsend to me. So thank you for providing her as well. But we're very, very glad that you are joining us at Buffalo Wild Wings. Folks, tonight we're going to give away Falcons tickets to this Sunday's Falcons-Seahawks game. That's right. Right here at Buffalo Wild Wings, we are giving away Falcons tickets to this Sunday's game. How do you enter, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Join the Buffalo Circle. Chris Biddy, raise your hand. Chris Biddy and Carolina Indara, who is walking around, she's got the red jacket on, have the way that you can enter to win the Falcons tickets by joining the Buffalo Circle. So make sure that you see them at the end of tonight's broadcast. We will give away those tickets. Coach Bruce Miller joining me. That was a long introduction. I apologize.
That's all right. That's okay.
I wanted you to be able to catch your breath. I saw you scarfing down some food over there, so I wanted you to be able to get things settled. We were worried August when we had you on the Game On Coaches Show, a little worried there was going to be a state title hangover. And I don't understand why we were worried about that. Now, I want to throw out some numbers to all of you listening on WDUN or sitting here in-house with us at Buffalo Wild Wings. As Gainesville heads into battle for a Region 8 5A title tomorrow night on Bobby Gruen Field. I love saying those words. Big Red putting up 514 yards per game, scoring a region best 51 per game. The defense, your defense. The defense nobody's talking about, Coach Miller, is allowing a region best 13 points per game overall. 7 points per in region games. All of that sounds pretty. But it doesn't come without a cost. You know this better than anyone. I want you to, first of all, talk about the work this team has put in this season.
Oh, it's been tremendous, Katie, as far as the amount of preparation. These guys come in on Sunday afternoon. We look at our pass game because when school starts on Monday, I want to make sure that we're not we're not looking at the next game. Looking at the past game, so we're done. They come in on Sundays, watch film. They're back in the weight room on Monday during one of their weightlifting classes. They're lifting weights. They practice our Monday and Tuesday practice. They're rather lengthy practices. Just the amount of work they put in each week is just amazing. But they have been a great group as far as their preparation is concerned, and just. Everything about them is businesslike. We don't talk about the next game until it's there.
Does any of that stem, that business-like attitude, from the fact that at the end of last season, of course, y'all went on to win a state title. Of course you did. But at the end of last season, you struggled a little bit. And you don't want those struggles to come at the end of the next season. Does that have a lot to do with this business-like attitude you're talking about?
I think it's a mature group.
Yeah.
I think it's a mature group from a standpoint that they know what it takes to prepare. And they saw what it was like to win a state championship last year and the preparation that went in those 5 weeks, and I think that's carried over.
Deshaun Watson's the quarterback for Gainesville. His film study has almost become legendary. I mean, people talk about it in so many circles. You would actually be surprised at how many people talk about how studious he is. I think that's rubbed off on your other guys. How much time do they spend when you're not around, when you're not lording over them? How much time do they spend studying the game of football, and how much does that show on Friday nights and in practice?
Well, kids nowadays have got so many other things that hit them in the face.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of our kids that understand football.
Yeah.
I mean, they understand when you make a comment to them that they understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. And you make a comment to them like, what's the down and distance? And, some kids don't have a clue what the down and distance is, but our kids are pretty much on top of it. We've mentioned playing Oregon fast.
Yeah.
They understand that. They see Oregon play, and so they watch football, and it's not like they never watch. Mm-hmm. I've been with some teams that you wonder, did they ever watch football?
Yeah.
But these kids are really, really on top of it.
Oregon has scored 45 touchdowns this season, already surpassing their output from last season. That's what he's talking about with Oregon fast. Is there still a sense of urgency and hunger with this team, even though really all season, with the exception of that Buford game, all season you all have been dominant in every facet of the game? Is there still that hunger and sense of urgency?
Oh, I think there is. I think it's just as much, if not more.
Yeah.
They know it's going to be hard. They know, once you get to next week, it's sudden death.
Right.
I think they're still hungry. You never hear. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You never hear them talk about the season being over.
Yeah.
They want it to continue just as long as it can.
I had a coach my freshman year of college who got so mad at us on a road trip home, got so mad at the team because we were talking about what we were going to do on Christmas break, and we weren't focused on the game ahead. You're saying you don't have that problem with your team at all?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
They're always ready to play. I'm going to throw out some names here, folks. Jay Goudlock, Michael Bird, Rodney Lackey, Mikey Gonzalez, backup quarterback, Chasten Newman, Chris Williamson, Orrin Ragland, and, of course, Deshaun Watson. The offense has a lot of weapons. All those guys are weapons. I think somebody made the comment that, whereas last year Deshaun had maybe one guy he always picked out to throw to. This year it's 10 or 11 guys who have caught touchdown passes from Deshaun. Offense has a lot of weapons. And you're already smiling about that. Your defense does too, though.
Oh, yes.
And this season has seemingly picked up where it left off in the state title game when they were truly dominant. How special is your defensive group this year?
They are a super group of young men. I tell you what, when the game starts, we're not very big. When you look at us and you compare us to other teams,
right,
we're not very big, but they can run.
Yeah.
And like the other night against Loganville, sometimes I saw 10 people around the ball carrier.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be running the football against us.
Yeah, I know. Y'all are averaging better than 100 tackles per game. You got 11 interceptions on the season. Your guys are just doing an incredible job, and it really starts with your defensive line. When I've watched you play, that's what I've been so impressed with. They get off their blocks so quickly. They're in the backfield when the ball's getting handed off. To me, that comes down to coaching. As I always ask you to do this, talk a little bit about the defensive coaching staff and, most importantly, Jim Pavo.
Well, Jim Pavo is our defensive coordinator, and he puts it all together. Mike Newton coaches our defensive front along with Stacy Young, and they do a great job of getting the maximum they can out of those kids.
Yeah.
Our outside linebacker coach is Coach McConnell, Coach Dave McConnell, and Mike Hudson do our outside linebackers. Our secondary is Coach Wayne Jones, who is a nut in himself. He is so much fun to be around, and we have P.J. Davis helping back there this year, and we have several coaches that are Craig Peoples jumps in there and helps out. So our secondary, we try to coach all our kids together.
Yeah.
If you're a ninth grader in our program, you're getting coached by a varsity coach. And it's just been the way to watch them prepare, the defensive coaches prepare on Sunday is fantastic. Everybody's got a job to do. Everybody's getting it done, and then they're getting back together and coming up. But, to be a defensive coach, you got to be a little paranoid because you just don't know what's coming at you.
That's right.
Coach Pavo and his staff do a great job of getting our kids ready.
Last year you lost to Loganville. This year you beat them by more than 60 points and shut them out, we should add. Last year you lost to Flowery Branch. This year yet to be determined, but you have to already have a sense that your guys are poised to not let history repeat itself because they learned from history. I want you to comment on that.
Well, as we go into tomorrow night, I don't know what's going to happen. I never know what's going to happen. I tell our guys all the time, I've never seen I've been coaching 40 years and never seen one game just like the other. But I think we're ready to play. I think what an atmosphere it's going to be tomorrow night at City Park.
Truth.
I'm looking forward to it. The kids are looking forward to it. But Flowery Branch is going to be such a tough opponent, and so we're going to have to line up and play and just hope everything goes our way.
It has all year. No doubt it will tomorrow night. Folks, the dining room at Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway starting to fill up. So come on and join us. 10% of food sales between now and 8 o'clock. We'll go back to GHS. Quite the atmosphere we've got here. Somebody up front taking the wing challenge. Bless your heart. I don't understand how you're doing it. And don't forget, at the end of tonight's broadcast, we're giving away tickets to this Sunday's Falcons-Seahawks game. When we come back to the Game On Coaches Show, the Falcons, not the Atlanta ones, the Flowery Branch ones, are, on paper, the only team this season, other than Buford, that can match up and play with the Red Elephants. We'll see what Bruce Miller has to say about that assessment. Come on back and join us on WDUN.
From WDUN, Milton Martin Honda 24-hour newsroom. Hall County firefighters responded to a house fire late this afternoon off Sky Lake Circle. Details at accessnorthga.com and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk, WDUN.
Want more from your insurance company? See Allen Insurance Group in Gainesville. You've got a trusted friend with partners from Allen Insurance and Allied. Allied Insurance has earned a reputation for quality and value in insurance protection for over 75 years. Insure both your home and personal auto with Allied. You may also qualify for the Allied Extra. For bonus coverages that will help you save even more. Call Allen Insurance today to get a real person to assist you in saving the most on your insurance coverage. That's Allen Insurance, Memorial Park Road. Phone 770-534-1574. Online at allen-insurance.com.
For 20 years, Play It Again Sports has been dedicated to supplying all of North Georgia with the equipment, knowledge, and value to satisfy your fitness and sporting goods needs without breaking your budget. Their unique concept of buying, trading, and consigning both new and used sports and fitness equipment helps you to really stretch your hard-earned dollars without compromising on quality. Stop by Play It Again Sports today and meet their friendly and knowledgeable staff. Get your game on at Play It Again Sports on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville.
We're having a shrimp feast at Captain D's. Come in and try our new meals that include steamed, easy-to-peel shrimp and a new great-tasting crab cake. These meals include your choice of 2 sides plus pups and start at just $4.99. I'm Jim McClure, and in Dahlonega, Cleveland, Cornelia, Toccoa, and come see our brand new beach restaurant now open in Oakwood, Georgia.
We're just cooking in the kitchen.
Whether it's a favorite grocery store or a favorite restaurant, the difference in a business is the people. We like to do business with people we know and trust. Our business is no different. This is Ben Mason, and I've been serving Gainesville and North Georgia for decades. I've been with Little Davenport Funeral Home since 1984, and I'm proud to serve alongside the caring professionals with whom I work. We're locally owned and operated, dignified and personal service by folks you know and trust. The choice is clear. Little and Davenport Funeral Home. Know the difference, know peace of mind.
For years, you've loved the movie. Now, enjoy White Christmas for the first time all over again, live and on stage at the historic Cumming Playhouse. 2 song and dance men fresh out of the Army try to save the New England Lodge owned by their former commander. With 17 unforgettable Irving Berlin songs, this Yuletide classic is great fun for the entire family. White Christmas blankets the Cumming Playhouse stage from November 21st through December 15th. Get your tickets today at playhousecumming.com. And may your days be merry and bright.
Get ready to fly with the Eagles.
McKinnon will get the carry to the 5. Shot through a cannon. Put an Eagle 6 on it.
Georgia Southern hosts Western Carolina Saturday at noon on North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Faster, stronger. That don't kill me.
Welcome back to the Game On Coaches Show, live from Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville. 10% of food sales tonight between now and 8 o'clock, so that's for the next 40 minutes. We'll go back to GHS, so come get your wing on while we get our game on with Gainesville coach Bruce Miller. I want to know, Nick, Waiter Nick, Buffalo, did he win? Did he win the Wild? Oh, he failed. He did not win the wing challenge. Such a shame. We had a couple of young men from West Hall, bless their heart, take the wing challenge. I don't think they've recovered from it yet. But that's definitely something that I will never be partaking of. Good to see Gainesville High folks rolling in here and everybody else that's joining us at Buffalo Wild Wings. We appreciate your patronage, and we appreciate what Buffalo Wild Wings has done, not just for Game On with myself, KDB, but also the area high schools, giving back to them each and every week as we have coaches on the Game On Coaches Show. We want to get straight to Flowery Branch. Coach Miller. And Flowery Branch coming in to this game, putting up 34 points a game, giving up 15. Second best defense in the region to you all giving up just 13 a game. What jumps off the film when you look at Flowery Branch?
Well, number one is their size and their overall quickness. They're always seem to be in the right spot. It's just one of those things that Chris and his staff do a great job down there, and they do, and you can tell that those guys are coached every day, and because they're right where they need to be.
Right.
And it's just one of those things that as you watch it, you can see that they're being coached day in and day out, and they're a very good football team, and we've got to go out there and play them tomorrow night.
How much did last year's region title game, because really other than a couple of players, Flowery Branch has retained a lot of its talent offensively from last year. How much do you pay attention to last year's game, seeing what they did to you, how they were able to slow you down? They did not stop you, but slow you down and score one more point than you. Did you pay a lot of attention to that, and what did you take from it?
Well, you always look at last year's film.
Yeah.
Unless you've had a complete coaching change. You always look at last year's film, and you try to look at how they defensed you then, and how you think they'll defend you this year with the personnel that they've got. And it's just one of those things that it's always a constant. You as a coach, you hate to let anybody out prepare you.
Right.
And you just want to make sure that you're doing the study that you need to do, and you're getting your players coached up. You know, we only have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with them, and Thursday's a walkthrough. So we try to get them coached up as much as we can, and try to watch as much film as we can, and then we go play the game.
Where individual talent is concerned, there were a couple teams in the region, Clark Central, Cedar Shoals, that in a few areas could match the individual talent. But putting those individual talents into the team environment, no team in the region's been able to match that. I think Flowery Branch is the exception. Would you agree with that statement, and why?
I agree, just simply because, number one, offensively they score points.
Right.
They are very good about taking advantage of any opportunity you give them. Defensively, they don't give up a lot of points. They run well. You can tell they've got talent all over the field. And it's just one of those things that when you look at it, you look and you say, wow, this could really be a tough game.
We're going to take a quick break here, folks, and give away, no, not a break commercial, but give away some tickets to Marketplace. Do you know what Marketplace is at the Gainesville Civic Center? I bet your wife does.
She probably does.
It's a holiday shopping event, folks, and one that you all don't want to miss. Before we continue our conversation with Gainesville coach Bruce Miller, let's do that quick giveaway. Marketplace presented by the Medical Center Auxiliary Willis Investment Council this Friday and Saturday at the Gainesville Civic Center. Includes 70 vendors from 8 states. Perfect way, like I said before, to kick off the holiday shopping season. We've got 4 sets of 2 tickets to give away. 4 sets of 2 tickets to give away. Tickets are worth $5 admission charge and include complimentary valet parking. And trust me when I say, that's well worth it. Brian, back at the studio, is going to take the first 4 callers into 770-535-2911. First 4 callers into 770-535-2911. Each caller will receive 2 tickets to this weekend's Marketplace. Again, at the Gainesville Civic Center. 70 vendors, 8 states. And now back to Gainesville coach Bruce Miller. We have to do a few little digressions, if that's a word, if you will. How has this week of preparation been with your team? As dominant as you've been, sometimes I think complacency can set in, and we've talked about how that's not really an issue with this year's team. What's the focus been like? How's your preparation been?
Preparation's been absolutely great. No, we haven't talked a lot about Flowery Branch. They know who we're playing.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk about it. You just kind of get yourself ready, get our players ready, and week in and week out. This is the first week we've practiced since the time changed.
That's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's dark 30 when you come off the field,
right.
And so it's just it's one of those things that the kids have had to adjust to. It's been kind of cool out there a couple nights this week, but we've had good practices. We've tried to get everything in 3 days, which our kids are used to doing, and so we're ready to go play. Get a good night's sleep under us, and get ready to go play tomorrow.
Your quarterback tweeted out. Are you familiar with Twitter?
Oh yes, I am.
You're familiar with the Twitter.
Yes,
are you on Twitter?
Oh no.
Come on, Coach Miller. All the cool coaches are on Twitter.
Well, I guess I'm not cool.
All right, whatever. Well, your quarterback, Deshaun Watson, tweeted out earlier tonight that Bobby Gruen Field, and I don't know why he used this adjective.
Oh boy,
looked sexy. Have you seen Bobby Gruen Field, and would you agree with your quarterback's assessment of how the field looks?
The field, if David Presnell's doing the field, you can count on it looking sexy. Okay?
That's fantastic.
You can count on David making the field. That is his baby. Yeah. He takes care of it. I asked him one day, I said, what does your yard look like at home? He said, oh, my wife fusses at me all the time about that. Said, I take better care of Bobby Gruen Field than I do my own front yard.
I tell you, it shows truly. It almost, and I don't care if you're, I know we've got some North Hall Trojans in the house tonight. I don't care if you're a North Hall Trojan or a Flowery Branch Falcon or a West Hall Spartan. When you pass by Bobby Gruen Field, when it's made up, you get chills. It's one of the best environments in the state to play high school football, especially when the lights are shining on a Friday night. Coach, as we wrap up this segment, I want you to talk about the environment, the Gainesville community, and how special it is to play in front of them when you know you've got something like a region title on the line.
I tell you what, since I've been here since 2002, and it seems like every year it gets more special. The people just come out and support you. We have the Elephant Walk, and it's just, I don't know that you get much better than this in high school football.
Yeah.
Our kids, we went over the other night to play, a couple weeks ago to play another team, and one of our coaches walked in the dressing room, and our kids were looking around going, And one of our coaches said, you just don't know how lucky you have it.
That's true.
What a field we play on, what a dressing facility, the P.K. Dixon Fieldhouse. And it's just one of those places that you walk in, and I've had TV people tell me this, and they just love it. It's just a great atmosphere.
It is a great atmosphere. And let me tell you something, folks out there listening on WDUN and that are here at Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville, that atmosphere he's talking about is going to be rocking, standing room only tomorrow night when Gainesville faces Flowery Branch for the Region 8-5A title. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Coach Bruce Miller. We're going to continue our conversation about the Gainesville Red Elephants. But more than anything, we're just going to have a whole lot of fun. Come on back and join us.
This week on Friday Game Night, it's a clash of the Titans as AM 550 presents North Hall hosting Buford, while on FM 102.9 and 1240 ESPN Radio, Gainesville hosts Flowery Branch. Listen on air or online at accessnorthga.com or via our free app, Access WDUN, presented by the Norton Agency. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville.
It's 7:30.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Lucera.
I am sorry that they are finding themselves in this situation based on assurances they got from me.
President Obama apologizing to Americans who receive word they're losing their health coverage, telling NBC News.
We've got to work hard to make sure that they know we hear them and that we're going to do everything we can to deal with folks who find themselves in a tough position as a consequence of this.
There's a new bipartisan Senate proposal to put off part of the reform. If Iran ends its nuclear ambitions, the U.S. and other Western nations could lift some sanctions, but there's a warning from the White House.
If Iran does not live up to its commitments, the temporary modest relief would be terminated, and we would be in a position to ratchet up the pressure even further by adding new sanctions.
White House spokesman Jay Carney, Fox News. We report, you decide.
Local and live. This is WDUN News.
Good evening from the WDUN Milton Martin Honda 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Perkle. The annual Hall County Farmer Appreciation Breakfast was held this morning at the Chicopee Woods Ag Center. Georgia's Secretary of State Brian Kemp was the guest speaker and lauded farmers who are pushing the envelope by turning their small farms into agribusinesses.
Smart business people that are transforming their small family farms into locally grown operations helps people be able to stay on their family farm.
Kemp also extolled programs that use locally grown produce locally, such as efforts by Hall County to serve Hall County farm products in their school lunchrooms. The level of Lake Lanier has moved below summer full pool for the first time since spring and has remained there for most of the week. As WDUN's Allison Shields reports, the lake at mid-morning today was 1070.89.
Summertime full pool is 1071. The level reached that mark on April 13th and maintained at least a 1071 reading until Saturday when it dropped slightly below that. It briefly moved back above 1071 on Monday, but has remained below that level since then. The peak so far this year was on August 25th when Lanier was more than 2.5 feet above summertime full pool.
A retired Banks and Habersham County educator, Dr. K. Brown Rogers, has died. Dr. Rogers, who lived in Mount Airy, died at her home yesterday following a brief illness. She was a former assistant principal at Clarksville Elementary School and also served for 13 years as principal of Banks County Middle School. Dr. Rogers was 57. There's more news at accessnorthga.com. And now the WDUN AccuWeather forecast.
A frost advisory is in effect for much of the region through Friday morning, as it will be clear and much colder for tonight. It will be a freeze in a few spots, low 27 to 34. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, high at 54 to 60. We're at AccuWeather.com. I'm Jason Ward.
It's 48 in Cumming, 51 in Commerce, and 50 degrees in Gainesville. For North Georgia's News Talk, WDUN.
Chris Bryan of B&M Metals is here. Chris, I know that even with your huge warehouse, space becomes an issue.
It does, Joel, and that means savings for you. Right now, we're making great deals on extras and unused materials that we need to clear out for new products. If you come in right now, you'll save a bundle.
Chris, winter's on the way, so folks are thinking about their roofing and maybe how much heat is escaping during the colder time of the year.
That's true, and we have some fantastic clearance deals on panels, fasteners, trim, gutters, and more.
And you're always thinking about the roof.
That's right. We've got some beautiful cupolas and chimney caps to accentuate your roof.
Chris, I was on your website earlier and noticed that there were a lot of great bargains. I'm guessing time is of the essence.
That's right. These prices won't last long, and neither will the merchandise during the clearance sale. You know what they say about the early bird.
Folks, you really owe it to yourself to take a trip to B&M Metals, Highway 52, near Dahlonega.
A complete list of clearance items and directions are on our website, qualitymetalroofing.com, or call 706-864-6068.
B&M Metals, because so much of what we value is under one roof.
We're in the midst of a holiday trio. Halloween just passed. Thanksgiving is next, and then Hanukkah or Christmas. Do you remember the days when Christmas decorations didn't hit the stores until Thanksgiving? Now they creep onto the shelves just after back-to-school sales. Hi, I'm Terry Walton, Senior Pastor of Gainesville First United Methodist Church, and I invite you to a conversation that begins this Sunday entitled Holy Days or Holidays. I do love this time of year, but it can be confusing if we're not inclined to stop, look, and listen to what we're celebrating. Why do we do what we do, especially when it comes to this holiday trio? Are they just days off from work and routine? Or is there something more just below the surface for us to encounter and to engage? Are they holidays or holy days? Gainesville First United Methodist Church wishes your holidays to be holy days. We have 4 worship experiences each and every Sunday, 8:30, 9:30, and 10:55. Gainesville First United Methodist Church is a church of open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
This is North Georgia's News Talk.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live on location at Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in Gainesville, bringing you the Game On Coaches Show. Live from the dining room. The place is packed. People are chomping on some wings, having some beverages. It is a wonderful environment here as we get you prepped and ready for the final Friday game night of the regular season. A lot of big games going on tomorrow night. We're going to preview each and every one of them during the Burger King Tailgate Show beginning at 6 on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. Before we get started with our next guest, we've let Coach Bruce Miller get off the stage. We've got one of his players up here with us. We'll give him an introduction here briefly. We want to thank our friends at Hobbs Sporting Goods. We want to thank our friends at the Gift Nook inside Riverside Pharmacy for the Gainesville swag we are giving away today. All you've got to do is come up, play Plinko with Rebecca, and get yourself, let's see, we've got Red Elephant ornaments. We've got T-shirts. We've got socks. We've got all kinds of things going on for Gainesville High fans up here at the Plinko table. John Dickerson of Gainesville, congratulations. You have won 2 tickets to Marketplace happening this weekend at the Gainesville Civic Center. We've still got 3 sets of 2 tickets to give away, folks. 770-535-2911 for all of you out there listening on AM 550, FM 102.9 WDUN. Brian back at the studio awaiting your call patiently. Again, 3 sets of 2 tickets still to give away, so make sure that you give us a call. 770-535-2911. It's happening this weekend at the Civic Center. Great way to kick off your holiday shopping sprees. We'll say that, sprees up. At the end of tonight's broadcast, we're giving away Falcons tickets to this Sunday's game. In order to be in the running, you have to join the Buffalo Circle. See Chris Biddy, see Carolina Indara for your chance to get in the drawing. Again, happening in about 30 minutes. On Game On. All right, folks, joining us to my right, for those of you not at Buffalo Wild Wings, but listening on your radio, we want to give you an indication of where he is one Chandler Newton. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. You're quite a handsome fella. Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you guess so. He's being shy about it, but we've got Donna Miller even up here taking pictures of him. That's what I'm talking about. Coach Miller, don't get jealous. All right, we're just letting you know. So this year pretty special for you and your teammates already. Yeah, you had the loss to Buford, but people have long forgotten about that. I keep bringing it up because it's my job. But talk a little bit about this season overall and what you've learned from being a part of the Gainesville program.
Well, I first came here last year, and it started off. We lost to West Forsyth, and I think after we lose, we bounced back pretty well. Mm-hmm. So we beat West Forsyth this year, and then we lost to Buford. But since then we've been lights out. Defense has been lights out. Offense has been rolling. No one's been able to stop them. So it's been pretty special. We're like family in that locker room. I feel like nothing can come between us but us,
And what's it like to be out on the field on a Friday night? And you are a defensive standout for the Gainesville High School Red Elephants. We've been lauding over the defense, really, this whole program, because I don't feel like they get the love they deserve because the offense is so unbelievable. But as a member of the defense, when you're watching the game, what's it like to watch these offensive weapons go to work each and every Friday night?
It's awesome. It's something special. It's something special that happened to us right before our eyes. Deshaun Watson and You know, he's going to Clemson, you know, number 1 dual threat quarterback, but it's also the weapons he has, you know, around him, surrounding him. His wide receivers, his offensive line, they just work so hard. And they move the ball. They keep on scoring. They never take their foot off the pedal.
This is something I wanted to talk to Coach Bruce Miller about, but we wanted to get a couple of his players up here on stage with us during the Game On Coaches show, so we didn't get a chance to. I'm going to ask you, games are won and lost in the trenches. You know this. You're a longtime football guy. Your father's a longtime football guy. Your offensive and defensive. Deshaun Watson couldn't pass the way he passes if he was getting sacked. Michael Byrd couldn't run the way he runs if there weren't holes to run through. You all wouldn't be making interceptions in the defensive backfield if the D-line wasn't doing its job up front and getting pressure on the quarterback. Your defensive lines have been absolutely dominant. Talk about those men in the trenches for the Gainesville Red Elephants.
You know, they say, you know, defense wins championships, you know, offense sells tickets. Well, you know, it all starts up front. You know, your front 5 and your front, you know, 3 with us. You know, they go to work every single day, you know, and when we go 1s and 1s, they're busting their butts, you know. They're the strongest guys on the team. Yeah. So, you know, I know my dad, Coach Newton, coached the D-line, and then Coach Kemp coaches offensive line. You know, they butt heads kind of, you know,
That's fantastic.
going in practice. Yeah. So, but they work extremely hard to get, you know, we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for our offense and defensive line.
As the ones on D, you all go against the ones on offense, correct? Mm-hmm. Is it hard to stop Deshaun Watson? Oh, come on.
Well, you know, we're not allowed to touch them in practice, but we're always joking.
That's so wussy. Really?
We're always joking in practice. You know, whenever he runs, you know, me and Devin Stringer are on the same side, so whenever he runs to our side, you know, we can't touch him. We're like, oh, you wish you didn't, we wouldn't be able to touch you, but, you know, it's fun going against him. Well, that
actually pretty much prepares him for games because he goes untouched in games, too. So, really, that is excellent strategy. It is preparing him for each and every game that he plays in. What's the mindset of your defense going into games? And here's what I mean by that, Chandler. Your offense is going to score enough points to either score with or outscore any opponent. Your defense doesn't have to get that many stops, really, but you all are shutting guys out. Teams are averaging just 7 points against you in region games. What is the mindset of your defense each and every Friday night?
Well, Coach Favo tells us, you know, don't allow anything more than 10 points. So our goal is for a shutout. You know, if they can't score, then we win, you know, because our offense is going to put points on the board. But, you know, we have the same mindset just like the offense. They play Oregon fast. Well, we got to play fast defense. You know, we play fast, we fly to the ball, and we want 11 hats on the ball at all times. So we just want to play fast defense, aggressive defense, and just set the tone early with, you know, big hits, interceptions, stuff like that. We need turnovers. 11
interceptions on the season. This defense for Gainesville High School has just an unbelievable turnover ratio for the defense. How much did the performance, and I sort of asked Coach Miller this earlier, how much did the performance of the defense in last year's state title game sort of get y'all excited for this season? Because, you know, Fred Payne and company straight showed out last season.
Yep. You know, it's something to, you know, we have to show up because last year's defense, I was a part of it, but, you know, a lot of people left. It's not the same defense anymore. But we kind of made our own name for ourselves. You know, this year we play a different kind of style of ball. We're a lot more quicker than we were last year. And so, you know, more turnovers, you know, we're flying around to the ball. So I think this year's defense kind of made a name for itself and like how we play and how we act on the defense side of the ball.
You know what, Chandler? You hit the nail on the head. You're absolutely right. It is so much fun to watch your defense play. And, of course, listen, it's fun to watch the Gainesville offense play, right? It's video game-ish. Yeah. You know, it's like you're playing Madden 25 or whatever year it is that Madden's in now. It's unbelievable to watch the offense play. But I'll be honest with you, it sometimes gets a little boring. It's never boring to watch you guys hit people because you never stop. What kind of legacy are you all hoping to leave for the young guys coming up?
You know, we want to, you know, Coach Favo preaches, you know, he never lets us, you know, take a day off, take a minute off in practice. You know, you either stand still or you're jogging. You're never walking in practice. Yeah. So I think that's why we're so disciplined. You know, I think that's what defense is. You got to have discipline. You know, you got to be coachable. All of our guys are coachable. You know, no one complains. You know, Coach Favo, he's a yeller. That's all he does is yell, 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 you know. You know, sometimes you just got to shut up and listen to it.
I'm pretty sure you might get yelled at for saying that. I'm not real sure, though.
But, you know, we want to set, you know, we want Gainesville to be known for defense, not just fast offense, but we want a disciplined, physical defense. And so that's what we want to leave a legacy of.
Well, you all have made a name for yourself this year, as you said, again, giving up just 7 points in region play, in region games, 12 points per game on the season. But you have a great opportunity, Chandler, to make a name for yourself tomorrow night against the region's second-best offense in Flowery Branch, a team coming in, putting up 34 points per game. They've been rolling since an 0-2 start. Pretty good defense, too, but Jackson McDonald, one of the great talents in this area, you know this, I don't have to tell you that. What's it going to take tomorrow night to keep the defense where you've been so far this season?
It's going to be a challenge. They're fast just like us. They got skilled players that run the same offense we do, but Coach Pavo preaches, there's going to be adversity in the game. There's going to be times where they're driving on you. You're going to feel down. They're going to feel like you're losing. But you just got to keep your head high. Play smart. Don't play dumb. We don't need stupid penalties or anything like that. Just play like you've been there before in the big game. I mean, we've been there. We were in the state championship last year.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, we've been there before, so we just got to stay calm, read our keys and just play like we play. We don't need to play up or down to their level. We just need to play Gainesville football. That's a
fantastic point. Chandler Newton, it was great talking to you, buddy. I appreciate you being here with me on the Game On Coaches show. Before we let him get off stage, we want to congratulate Avery Niles of Claremont, winner of 2 tickets to Marketplace at the Gainesville Civic Center, happening this Friday and Saturday. If you want tickets, we've still got them available. 2 more sets of 2 tickets. Just call Brian at 770-535-2911. That's our studio line, 770-535-2911. You won't just win the 2 tickets, but also complimentary valet parking. We are giving away I don't know how many tickets, actually. I'd have to ask Mike. We're giving away tickets to the Falcons-Seahawks game this Sunday at the end of tonight's broadcast. That is in about 14 minutes. If you want to get into the drawing, join the Buffalo Circle. We've got people walking around who can help you do just that. Just flag them down. They're the ones with the big-looking notepads. When we come back on the Game On Coaches show at Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway, we're going to welcome another Red Elephant to the stage. We're going to get his thoughts on tomorrow night's Region 8-5A title game. Folks, come on back and join us on WDUN.
From WDUN, Milton Martin Honda 24-hour newsroom. A man who lost his leg to a disease is walking from Atlanta to Birmingham to raise money for other amputees. Details at accessnorthga.com and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk, WDUN.
Turn off the TV and come to life this month as the Gainesville Theater Alliance opens its season with the Broadway musical comedy Guys and Dolls, November 12th through the 23rd at the Husch Theater. Brenau University, the University of North Georgia, and Jacobs Media bring you a story loaded with dance, music, love, and laughter. Get your Guys and Dolls tickets now by calling 678-717-3624 or go online at GainesvilleTheaterAlliance.org.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification require cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing, and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-522-2213. That's 1-800-522-2213. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-522-2213 for details.
Dr. Lisa Jew on her metabolic diet plan.
What you do is when you add back one thing at a time, you weigh, you see how you feel. If these things cause a weight gain, we remove them again and try them again at a later date. I find that a lot of symptoms go away, like, gastric reflux. It's gone. The reflux is gone. Abdominal pain's gone.
Call Dr. Jew today at 404-585-1724. Log on to rejuvenationclinicsofgeorgia.com and stay tuned to WDUN for more of A Better You with Dr. Jew.
They
and their families sacrifice so much for our freedom. Is it any wonder that Rucksack Military Surplus is so proud to salute them, not only on Veterans Day, but every day of the year? November 11th is Veterans Day. Show your appreciation, North Georgia. Display your flag with pride. But the special veteran in your life, pick up a blanket or throw, featuring their branch, with new styles just in. Don't forget jackets, boots, pins, and medals, too. It's all at Rucksack Military Surplus, just off Brownsbridge Road in Gainesville. And to all of our veterans, thank you for your service.
On the next edition of the Mike Huckabee Show, Joe Montana will be with me. We'll be talking about a special Veterans Day effort. It's Homeward Bound Telethon for vets who have traumatic brain injury and PTSD.
Afternoons 3 to 5 on North Georgia's News Talk, WDUN.
Before we get started here with our next guest on the Game On Coaches Show, live from Buffalo Wild Wings on Dawsonville Highway in beautiful Gainesville, I want to thank Brian Perkle, my producer back at the studio, for making everything roll along smoothly tonight. Brian, love you, miss you. See you tomorrow. Or actually Monday, because he doesn't work on Fridays. All right. We thanked Avery Niles for winning. We thanked the other winner. Again, we've got 2 more sets of Marketplace tickets to give away. If you want them, 770-535-2911, the way to get them. We let Chandler Newton exit stage left. We let Coach Bruce Miller exit stage left. We now welcome in outside linebacker Jack Comiskey. Plays on the Red Elephants defense, the heralded Red Elephants defense. That's what I like to say about you all. Jack, I really want your take on something that I asked Chandler, and I might be phrasing it differently now, but the mentality of this defense, you all have been as dominant as the offense. Right. But you get overlooked because the offense is so much fun to watch. Correct, and Chandler said it, offense sells tickets, but it's y'all that wins the games. So what's the locker room like prior to the game? I mean, are y'all like butting heads and stuff, or what's it like?
Yeah, it's all enthusiasm. I mean, that's what defense is basically based on, is enthusiasm. We all got to get ready to go. I mean, we can't just have a quiet locker room. Everybody's got to be talking. Everybody's got to get focused and ready for this game. And before the game, we play music. We turn off the lights. We just like get focused, get crazy. Me and Chandler, we go pretty crazy if we're not captains that particular game. But and then when we get to the banner, and we're just going crazy, and we're just ready to play. So I mean, just enthusiasm all together is just what drives all of us to our success. Just big enthusiasm. That's about it.
Does that start with Coach Pavo? Chandler said that he gets yelled at a lot.
Oh, yes. Coach Pavo, he's probably the main guy that gets all of us pumped up. When we're stretching, he gets everybody's getting in a big huddle around him, and he just gets us fired up. And that's what drives me, and that's what drives, I think, basically the entire team. The
offense, defense, not separate entities when it comes to the Gainesville High School Red Elephants. So what kind of inspiration do you all draw on from this offense that you have that's putting up 50 points a game? I mean, we know that they've got our backs. You know, if we're hitting a slump in the game, they know they can bring us up with just one play. I mean, one play, and they've got us back in the game. So I mean, it's easy enough to say though we screwed up and keep our heads down, but the offense, they always come up, pick us up, say, hey, we got y'all, and then they all go out and score, and that gives us the drive. You know what? They've got our back, we got theirs. We got to make a stop on the next series. Do you get mad when you give up a touchdown? Oh, yes. I hate when the other team scores, but you also have to realize you can't let that bog you down. You got to have short-term memory. You got to, it's the next play. All right, I mean, you can't just think the entire game, oh, they scored, we're done. You've got to come out and stop them the next series, and that's what our defense, I think, has done a really good job of this year. You all state titleists last year. It's been talked about ad nauseum. I again will take a blame for a lot of that talk. Mm-hmm. But how much would a region title tomorrow night against Flowery Branch on your home field mean to you all, mean to the senior class, mean to this Red Elephants program? I think it'd mean just as much almost as the state title. I mean, we lost. We didn't even win the region last year. We were the second best in the region, and I think that's really eating at us over the summer and stuff, that we actually weren't even the best in the region, but yet we still want to stay. Because before last year, we were, I think, won like 4 in a row, 7 in a row, something like that, in AAA, and we did in the first year here. We didn't win, so I think we're ready for a region championship. I think that if we play well, I think it would be in our favor to win. You seem like a bright guy, Jack. Yes, ma'am. You know there's a big difference between 4 and 7, right?
Yeah, I know. I could.
Okay.
They told us. That.
Were those just the 2 numbers that came to your head?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Listen, I'm supposed to make fun of you guys.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. What's your favorite subject in school?
Probably history.
History. Math. PJ over there screaming out math. History?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I read a good, I'm going to, I've read the preview of it, a good book in history. It's called Killing Kennedy. You heard of it?
I have not, but I have read a book on Kennedy for my AP history class that I really like.
I'm really enthralled with this book. I've got to read. I've been talk about talking about something too much. I've been talking about reading this book a little too much, especially considering that I host a sports show every night. Talk about your senior class, Jack. It includes talent the likes of which this state hadn't seen in Deshaun Watson, but you've also got a lot of role players like yourself, like Chandler, who just get the job done night in and night out and have a chance to bring another state title back to Gainesville, a legitimate shot at doing that. Talk about your senior class.
I just think that you just said it right there. I mean, we have a lot of leaders on this team. Devin Stringer, Chandler, they all get us going. When we're before the pregame, Devin gets all the defense in the huddle, and he talks to us like what we've got to do, what we need to do. And it's not even just Devin. It's Colton on the defensive line, Terrell on the defensive line, Chandler, and then Queese and Quez Dukes, who also played the other outside linebacker. They get me fired up as well. I mean, it's just all around. Like even Jay Godlock, and then Josh Holderfield, all of them, we all come together and we just try to lead this team into the right direction. And I think that just shows the true leadership of our entire senior class on this football team.
Obviously, after last year and the state title, a goal for this team, knowing the talent you come back, is another one. Mm-hmm. But how big of a goal is that region title trophy? Was it a goal that was talked about this summer?
Oh, yes. That was probably more talked about than anything. I think that we did win, like I said before, we did win the state, but we didn't win the region. So we had one of our goals complete. We only got one out of the 2 goals. So we want to, every year we try to get both goals. And, it starts with the region championship tomorrow.
Talk about Flowery Branch for me, Jack. Give me your assessment of this Falcons team, but more importantly, what it's going to take for you all to keep them well under their 34-point per game average.
Well, obviously, they are a very good team, both sides of the ball. They're fast, big, and very physical. They've got good physical receivers. Offensive line is very physical. It's just we've got to play our best football, and that's what Coach Pava preaches all the time on defense. So right now, we've got to play our best football, and if we do, I think that if we cause turnovers and play really good defense on first down and third down, it will put us in a good position to win.
One of your seniors, the offensive leader of your team, said the field looks sexy. Chandler, answer quickly. Do you think Bobby Gruen Field looks sexy? Look better than ever.
It's quite amazing. The greenskeeper, he does quite a good job.
Yeah.
The field, it looks unreal.
You're quite the wordsmith, though, Jack Comiskey. Would you say sexy?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the words I'd probably use.
What word would you use? What word would you have tweeted out had you tweeted about how Bobby Gruen Field looked?
Just amazing. Pure amazing.
Just pure amazing. Man. Great. You're good at math and you're good with words too, aren't you there, buddy? All right, folks. This has been fun. Game On Coach's show at Buffalo Wild Wings. We appreciate Coach Bruce Miller. We appreciate his Red Elephants joining us. Best of luck in the Region 5A title game tomorrow night. We end the show this way every time, but tonight it's Big Red specific. Game on.
Jack Backman here. After nearly 40 years in the vacuum business, I think I've become a vacuum whisperer. Just the other day when I opened the store, I heard this group of vacuums singing. We might be used, but we're good as new. We're clean and clean for you. You'll save a lot of dough, a lot of dinero. Come on in, get yours, and let it perform for you, folks. 199 John Morrow Parkway, Gainesville.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment, and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing, and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-522-2213. That's 1-800-522-2213. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-522-2213 for details.
Metal roofing is the best value for your money. It's more durable, lasts longer, and costs the same or less than an architectural shingle roof. So if you need a new roof, call Metal Roofing Sales in Dawsonville. They carry only warranted products, no seconds, 15 colors in their 40-year warranty paint system, and 5 colors in their 10-year warranty paint system. And all of their products are Galvalume. So call Metal Roofing Sales at 770-535-7550 or log on to metalroofingSalesInc.com. Metal Roofing Sales, the best value for your money.
WDUN Gainesville.